All right, you bastards, strap in because today we're going deep into the world of propaganda. How media is manipulating us, and all the ways, frankly, those in power are trying to fuck with our minds. You with me? It's everywhere, man. Governments, corporations, all these motherfuckers are twisting the narrative. They want us to think and act exactly how they want, and this deep dive is going to give you the map to see through their bullshit. First, let's get this shit straight. What the hell even is propaganda? It's basically using information, ideas, or straight up bullshit rumors to influence how we all think and act. It can be outright lies, half-truths, or just twisting the truth enough to get you seeing things their way. And let me tell you, one of the biggest players in this game was this guy, Edward Bernays. They called him the father of public relations, but frankly, he was a master manipulator. Bernays figured most of us are just slaves to our desires, our unconscious shit. And let's be real, he wasn't far off. We chase whatever we think will make us happy. We try to fit in, scared of being left out. All that makes us vulnerable as hell to these mind fuckers. Bernays was behind some wild shit. Like, get this, he's the reason smoking became fashionable for women back in the 1920s. He linked cigarettes with the women's liberation movement, called them torches of freedom. Can you believe that shit? By playing on their desire for empowerment, he got millions of women hooked on those cancer sticks. That's the power of appealing to our deepest desires, man. And it doesn't stop there. These bastards use a whole playbook of techniques to get us to swallow their bullshit. There's the classic demonize the enemy tactic. Paint the other side as the bad guys, the villains, the monsters you got to crush, make people fear them, hate them, want to see them wiped out. Remember, weapons of mass destruction? The shit they used to justify the Iraq War. Turned out to be a whole pile of bullshit. But hey, it did the trick. People were terrified, ready to bomb anyone they were told to. Then you got framing. It's all about controlling the story, spinning it to fit their agenda. Cherry-pick the facts, highlight what supports their side, and bury the rest. It's like a magician's trick, except instead of pulling a rabbit out of a hat, they're pulling the wool over your fucking eyes. One of the earliest examples of this shit was the Creel Commission during World War I. It was a goddamn propaganda machine on steroids, pumping out posters, pamphlets, speeches, the whole 9 yards, all to drum up support for the war. They painted the Germans as these bloodthirsty barbarians, spreading stories about them crucifying babies, using corpses to make soap. Pure bullshit, of course, but people ate it up. And guess what? They're still using the same tactics today. Look at the conflict in Ukraine, the shit going down between Israel and Palestine. It's a giant propaganda war with both sides trying to control the narrative and win over public opinion. Now, let's talk about the media. Look, I'm not saying all media is bad, but a lot of it, especially the stuff backed by big corporations, is about as unbiased as a crackhead looking for their next fix. They push certain narratives, repeat the same talking points until people think it's the gospel truth. And anyone who questions the official story, boom, labeled a conspiracy theorist or some other bullshit. They silence opposing viewpoints, make you afraid to speak up, to think for yourself. It's all about control, man, just like Bernays said. These media giants create a monopoly on information, a one-sided view of the world that serves their interests. And most people are too busy, too distracted, or too goddamn lazy to see what's really going on. Now let's get into some really scary shit. Digital manipulation. It's the Wild West out there, man. Information is a weapon, and they're using it to hack our minds. Algorithms, big data, micro-targeting, all this shit to manipulate us on a personal level. Remember Cambridge Analytica. Those fuckers use data from millions of Facebook users to target people with personalized political ads during the 2016 election. They played on people's fears, their prejudices, their desires, manipulated them into voting a certain way. Creepy as hell. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, man. They're developing technology that could use nanobots to read our goddamn thoughts. It sounds like science fiction, but it's closer than you think. And don't even get me started on cultural manipulation. This is when they go after our deep-seated beliefs, our values, the shit that makes us who we are. They want to shape how we see the world, what we believe is right and wrong. Take inoculation theory, this messed up idea where they present specific narratives in schools, in the media, everywhere, all to preemptively discredit alternative viewpoints. It's about stifling critical thinking, creating an echo chamber where only certain ideas are acceptable. So you're probably sitting there thinking, what the fuck can I do about all this? Rough rat. Well, hold your horses, we're just getting warmed up. In the next part, we're going to dive deeper into the specific techniques these bastards use to manipulate us. And most importantly, we'll talk about what the hell we can do to fight back. Don't go anywhere, you glorious sons of bitches, because this shit's about to get real. All right, you fuckers, let's jump back into this clusterfuck, shall we? Last time, we were wading through the muck of how those pricks in power manipulate us. But we barely scratched the surface. We talked about the media and those corporate cocksuckers, how they control what we see and hear, but it goes way deeper than just the news. It's about shaping our culture, man. They're targeting our beliefs, our values, the shit that makes us, Well, us. They want to control the stories we tell ourselves about who we are and what we believe in. Think about advertising, for example. It's all about fucking with our desires, right? Making us think we need this shit, that shit, all this crap we don't actually need. It's part of this grand scheme of cultural manipulation, turning us into good little consumers. And then there's the education system, the indoctrination camps they call schools. They feed us these sanitized bullshit versions of history, instilling values that conveniently align with those in power. It's like one giant echo chamber where they control the narrative and silence anyone who dares to question it. They've got the whole system rigged, man. One of their biggest tricks is repetition. They repeat the same goddamn lie over and over and over again until it becomes the truth. Think about those catchy slogans in advertising or the talking points those politicians scumbags keep spewing. It's all about repetition. They know if they say it enough, people will start to believe it, even if it's a load of crap. And then there's the emotional manipulation, playing on our fears, our anger, our desires. They scare us into supporting wars, make us hate the other, promise us a better future if we just follow their lead. It's all a game, and we're the pawns in their sick game. And social pressure. Don't even get me started. They make us feel like we need to conform, to fit in, to be part of the crowd. Anyone who steps out of line is ostracized, ridiculed, silenced. It's fucked up, man. Truly fucked up. So what can we do about it? Well, step one is to wake up. We need to see the manipulation for what it is and call those motherfuckers out. Start questioning everything, especially the shit that seems obvious. Don't be afraid to be the dissenting voice, to challenge the status quo. Don't be a sheep. Think for yourself. And for fuck's sake, turn off the goddamn TV and log off social media once in a while. Get out into the real world, connect with real people, have real conversations. Break free from this digital prison, man. Rediscover the power of human connection. We need to start creating our own narratives, tell our own stories, reclaim our minds. It's not going to be easy. These bastards are powerful. They've got the money, the resources, the control. But we're not powerless. We've got something they don't. The truth.
And the truth is a powerful weapon. Let's use it. Expose their lies, fight back against the manipulation, take back our minds. Because if we don't, we're fucked. Now let's talk about some really insidious shit. Cognitive infiltration. It's just a fancy way of saying they're using sneaky tactics to fuck with our perception of reality. Planting seeds of doubt, spreading disinformation, creating a climate of fear and uncertainty. They want us to question everything, doubt our own senses, and rely on them for the truth. Remember the war on terror. Those fuckers used fear to justify invading countries, stripping away our civil liberties, and creating a surveillance state. And guess what? It worked. We're all scared shitless, ready to give up our freedom for a little bit of security. But it's an illusion, man. Security is a myth, and they're using our fear to control us. Cognitive infiltration is also about controlling the narrative. They want to shape how we think about certain issues, frame the debate, and silence dissenting voices. Look at how the media covers climate change. They downplay the science, give airtime to those denier assholes, and frame the debate in terms of economics, not the existential threat it is.
Right.
It's all about controlling the narrative. Keep us distracted, divided, arguing among ourselves while they continue to rape the planet for profit. So what can we do? First, recognize that we're being played, see through the bullshit, and understand their game. Then, do your own research. Don't just rely on mainstream media or what those political scumbags are telling you. Read alternative sources, talk to experts, and for fuck's sake, use your brain. Think critically about the information you're consuming, ask questions, challenge the status quo, be a pain in the ass, and spread the word. Talk to your friends, family, anyone who will listen. We need to wake each other up, create a movement, fight back. Because if we don't, we're fucked. Let's talk about some specific techniques these assholes use for cognitive infiltration. One of their favorites is disinformation, a fancy word for spreading lies and bullshit. Think about all the fake news on social media. It's everywhere. It's designed to sow discord, create chaos, undermine trust in institutions. And it's working. People are more divided than ever. They don't know what to believe anymore. And that's exactly what they want.
They want us confused, angry, suspicious of each other. Because when we're divided, we're weak. And when we're weak, they can control us. So what can we do? Become more critical of the information we're consuming. Don't just believe everything you read online. Check your sources, look for evidence, and be skeptical of anything that seems too good to be true or confirms your biases. And don't be afraid to call out bullshit when you see it. Share accurate information. Debunk those myths. Fight back against this disinformation campaign because the truth matters and we need to protect it. Another technique they use is propaganda. We talked about it before, but it's worth repeating. Propaganda is using emotional appeals,
logical fallacies, and other manipulative techniques to persuade people to accept a certain point of view. And it's fucking everywhere. News, advertising, politics, entertainment. It bypasses our critical thinking and appeals to our emotions, and it's incredibly effective. Remember how the Nazis used propaganda to convince people to support their genocidal policies? They used racism, anti-Semitism, all that bigotry to dehumanize their victims and justify their actions. And it worked. Millions of people were murdered as a result of Nazi propaganda. We need to be aware of these propaganda techniques and resist their influence. Think critically about the messages bombarding us, ask questions, challenge the status quo, and fight back against the propaganda machine. All right, you magnificent bastards, let's wrap up this deep dive into the world of propaganda, media manipulation, and all the ways those assholes in power try to control our minds, shall we? Last time, we were talking about some pretty heavy shit. Cognitive infiltration, disinformation, all that crap. But you know me, I like to save the best for last, so let's take it a step further. I'm talking about mimetic warfare, this idea that ideas and beliefs can spread like a goddamn virus, infecting our minds, shaping our behavior. It's like those chain letters or those stupid memes everyone shares without even thinking twice. These ideas, they stick in our brains because they're simple, emotionally charged, often based on fear or anger. And they spread like wildfire, man. They turn us into mindless drones, repeating the same bullshit. Think about the rise of populism, all those crazy conspiracy theories. It's like a mental plague, spreading faster than ever thanks to the internet and social media. These platforms have become breeding grounds for toxic ideas, creating echo chambers where people only hear what they want to hear, reinforcing their biases. Next thing you know, you've got an army of brainwashed zombies spouting the same crap, attacking anyone who thinks differently. It's a fucking nightmare, man. So what can we do about it? First, recognize that we're all susceptible to this shit. We all have biases, beliefs we hold dear. But we got to be willing to question those beliefs, be open to new information, be critical thinkers, and be careful what we share. Think twice before retweeting that inflammatory article or sharing that outrageous meme. You could be spreading a virus, man. A virus that infects minds, destroys our ability to think rationally. We got to be the antivirus, the ones who spread truth, reason, and critical thinking. It's a tough battle, but a battle worth fighting. If we don't, we all become mindless zombies controlled by memes and algorithms. And that's a fate worse than death, man, trust me. Now let's talk about neuro-linguistic programming, or NLP for short. This pseudoscientific bullshit that claims to reprogram your brain, it's a bunch of techniques cults, scammers, manipulators use to control people. They use language, tricks to bypass your critical thinking and plant suggestions in your subconscious. It's brainwashing with a fancy name, and the scary part is it can actually work, man. If you're not careful, you get caught in their web, believe in their bullshit, doing their bidding. So be wary of anyone who tries to use NLP on you. Don't fall for their tricks. And if you find yourself in this situation, get the fuck out of there. Let's move on to some even more insidious shit. Subliminal messaging. This is where they embed hidden messages in images, audio, video, designed to bypass your conscious awareness and influence your subconscious. It's like sneaking past your mental security system, planting a seed in your brain without you knowing it. They flash images on a screen for a split second, play sounds at low volume, hide messages and songs, hoping your subconscious picks it up and is influenced by it. They use it in advertising, politics, even entertainment. They want to control your desires, beliefs, behavior, all without you realizing it. It's fucked up, right?
I know what you're thinking. Is this shit even real? Well, the science is still out on subliminal messaging, but there's a lot of anecdotal evidence suggesting it can have an effect. So it's best to be aware of it. Be critical of the messages bombarding you. Think about advertising, imagery in movies, song lyrics. Are they trying to tell you something, influence you in a way you're not aware of? It's worth considering, man. Now, let's talk about mind control, the ultimate goal of all these manipulation tactics. To control your thoughts, feelings, behaviors. The stuff of dystopian nightmares, cults, governments, all those shady organizations, using this shit to brainwash people into mindless followers. They use isolation, sleep deprivation, hypnosis, even torture. Anything to break down your resistance, make you susceptible to their influence. They want to control every thought, every action, every aspect of your being. Scary shit, right? But there's good news. Mind control isn't foolproof. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of time to completely break someone. And if you know the techniques, you can resist. So stay informed, stay vigilant. Don't let those bastards control you. All right, let's wrap this up.
We talked about some dark shit today, but don't let it get you down. The fact you're listening means you're ahead of the game. You're aware of the manipulation. You're thinking critically. You're fighting back. And that's all that matters. Keep questioning everything. Keep thinking for yourself. Keep fighting the good fight. Never let those bastards control your mind. Stay strong, stay free, and stay fucking awesome.
And that's a wrap on this episode, you magnificent sons of bitches. Stay tuned for more deep dives into this messed up world we live in. Until then, keep your mind sharp, your hearts open, and your middle fingers ready. Cheers, motherfuckers.